workspace in the classroom. When she was not willing to do so, she was suspended for 2 days without pay. And now, attorney Keisha Russell at First Liberty Institute says Marisol is being threatened with termination.
First Liberty, along with our co-counsel Wilmer Hale, the very powerful law firm, wrote a demand letter to the school district explaining to them Marisol's rights under the Constitution, specifically as it relates to the Coach Kennedy case that was at the Supreme Court a couple years, telling them that what they're doing is unconstitutional, and if they don't stop, we are going to sue them.
In other news today, Ford Motor Company is recalling more than 270,000 Broncos and Mavericks due to a power problem that could cause vehicles to stop unexpectedly or fail to start. Information from the National Highway and Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA, says the problem is related to a 12-volt battery with internal manufacturing defects, including weld failures that can cause open circuits. It said there were no reports of accidents, fires, or injuries caused by the problem. The vehicles were made between February 2021 and October 2022, when Ford stopped using those specific batteries. The defects are thought to affect only 1% of the vehicles equipped with the batteries. Find more news on afn.net. Thanks for listening.
Is God calling you to ministry? It's time to multiply your capacity for ministry with an affordable degree. The Bachelor of Arts in Christian Ministry at Wesley Biblical Seminary is the degree for you. When God called you to ministry, He called you to preparation. This degree is the education that you need to put all the pieces together for an amazing life of ministry. You will graduate with a confidence for ministry that is backed up by your competence in the scriptures, theology, and ministry. Come learn with a trusted seminary that will help you become a faithful leader. Learn more at wbs.edu.
It's First Time Caller Day on Trivia Friday. The number to call with your question or your answer to a question is 888-589-8840.
It is First Time Callers, so start lining up, folks. If you've never been on the show with us, today could be your day.
So First Time Callers only today. Now we're going to ask 3 questions each.
The quack of a duck does not produce an echo. Is that true or false?
That falls under the category of it's just wrong. Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Trivia Friday right here on American Family Radio. Thank you for listening. Today, January the 24th. And I had to check it out, January 24th, 2025. Again, my name's Tim with Ed Vitagliano. Good morning, Brother Ed.
Good morning, Tim.
And JJ Jasper.
Glad to be here. A lot of witty, clever people out there. Fella said he's going to get a cap and put on the cap, clean up on aisle 46. You have to think about that. Put on your political thinking cap.
I got you.
Clean up on aisle 46. It's taking place, boys.
The good thing is a lot of people on the left would not understand the reference, so they wouldn't be able to harass the person who wears it.
Hey, I want to
and
find
if they
out,
did, they'd be triggered.
I want to find out what flavor Flintstone vitamins President Trump is on. I'm going to start taking those. That dude has some stamina. I don't mean to say that dude. The President of the United States of America, 47, he has some stamina. Forget the Energizer Bunny. He's like that Sonic the
Hedgehog.
Hedgehog. Yeah.
All right, Trivia Friday. What are we doing right here today on American Family Radio, Ed?
Well, we are teaching. We're instructing. We are spreading knowledge and information to our students who are spread all over the globe.
All over the globe.
All over the globe.
We're globalists.
And it's first-time caller.
We're globalists. So, folks, we 3 professors are going to lay some knowledge on you, and we're going to have 3 questions each. We're going to challenge our listeners to call in. I'll give you that number here in just a second to answer those questions, to ask one. You can do both. We like it if you ask and answer. It is first-time callers, as JJ just said. That means if you have never gotten on the air with us, today could be your day. Here's the number to call, 888-589-8840. 888-589-8840 is the number to call if you want to get on the program with us. 11 years old or older. And today, first-time callers, If you've never been on the air with us, today could be your day. And JJ, 3 questions each, 3 professors. That's 9 questions. There's something special about one of them.
Something very special. One of these original 9 questions is the mystery question. If you happen to land on the mystery question and hear this sound, that means you answered the mystery question correct, and you won yourself, my friend, a really nice, brand new AFR ball cap.
That's right. AFR ball cap. I got it in my hand for those watching on our video stream for Trivia Friday. And you can have the ball cap if you win the mystery question, or JJ, Ed, or yours truly, we start getting charitable.
Yes.
That does happen.
Yeah, we sometimes just out of the blue, we'll just say, hey, if you answer this,
right,
you can win a hat.
Who's this we keep talking about? I think we got it narrowed down to one professor.
Yeah, I just start
get a little overly generous.
You're
the opposite of the Grinch.
Yeah, that's
whatever
right.
that is.
That's right.
You just freely give.
I freely
Your
give.
heart has already grown 4 times its normal size. That's why you're giving it out.
That's
888-589-8840 is the number to call.
Okay, Trivia Friday it is on American Family Radio. Ed, what do you have before you?
All right, I have 3 questions, folks. Question number 1. The word nerd usually refers to an overly intellectual person who lacks common social skills. Who invented the word? It's going to be a multiple choice. Who invented the word nerd? Was it Dr. Carl Jung, Dr. Joyce Brothers, Dr. Seuss, or Dr. Sigmund Freud? Who invented the word nerd? Second question, it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day on Monday. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in April 1968. Who shot him? Who assassinated MLK in 1968? And then
That's
third.
kind of dark.
Well, it is, but it's a part of history.
Yeah, it is.
It's an important part of history, and it was just MLK.
Those files are just now released.
Yeah.
Yes, along with the JFK assassination.
And
what do we know?
Robert
different?
Kennedy.
Robert Kennedy.
All right, third question. The modern game of soccer originated in the nation of Brazil. Is that true or false? The modern game of soccer originated in the nation of Brazil. Is that true or false?
Here's what I've got, starting off with a Bible question. In what town did Jesus perform the very first miracle? In what town did Jesus perform the first miracle? Second question, thinking about the playoff games, NFL fans, 2 NFL teams are tied with winning the most Super Bowls with 6 each. 2 teams have won 6 Super Bowls each. Name those 2 teams. And then third question, true or false, talking about dark, I guess, from 1840 to 1960, all presidents elected in a year ending with 0 perished while in office. Is that true or false? From 1840 to 1960, all presidents elected in a year ending with 0 perished while in office.
Well, that's
Wow, you guys, man. Good.
Happy Friday.
You're supposed to have fun on this show.
Happy Friday.
You're depressing me with these people. Who assassinated so-and-so?
Well, it may not be.
How many
It may
people
not
died
be
in
true.
office? And
sometimes, most of the time, Tim, history is not pleasant. It's not a pleasant walk in the park.
I know.
A lot of grim and dark things happen in history. We just like to face it straight on.
So my question is, during the Black Plague, how many people died of their arms falling off? That's my first question. Second question.
How many puppies died during the Great Depression?
When we dropped the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, how many three-headed dogs came forth 20 years
A
later?
generation later.
Oh, my word.
All right.
Oh, my word.
All right, just scratch all that, people. Forget that you even heard that. That was not appropriate.
Oh, there's no one
Go
hearing
back.
it.
Go back to lollipops and sunshine.
Anyway, I have some just at least neutral questions.
Normal. You can
All
say
right,
normal.
questions that researched here. All right,
Three-headed
so I want to know
dogs.
what now?
Three-headed dogs.
Three-headed
I'm gonna be
dog.
laughing about that.
All right,
Go ahead, Tim.
my questions are:
Mess up.
what is the most popular and most traded to most economically profitable spice in the world?
Currently?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Currently. All right, and number two, a second question. I want the largest desert located entirely within the United States.
Oh, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
That would be possible Democratic presidential candidates coming up.
The largest. I don't
Empty,
know.
devoid of life.
Yes. What is the largest desert located entirely within the United States?
Here's the deal. I don't mean to be your editor in no kind of fashion, but just to double check, fact check that, is that dessert or desert? Because a lot of people have made that mistake.
Yeah. Well, no, this is just desert. Desert.
You made me hungry talking about the largest desert in America.
Yes, dessert. Yeah, largest dessert. All right, so my final question is left over from last week. It was never answered, so I'm going to ask it again. Name me three.
How many?
Name me three.
Okay.
Of the top 5 largest land mammals in North America.
This is just a simple Google, folks. Just Google it.
Well, don't make it that easy.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to have
Hey, if
some of
you
this
know it,
learning in
if
their
you know it,
head.
if you know it without Googling, then I'll send you an AFR ball cap.
Wow.
Because I'm looking for people who know, everybody
Yeah.
can Google, and that's fine. I'm looking for folks who know this information. What are 3 of the 5 largest land mammals in North America?
3 out of 5. That's making it a little easier to come
Yep.
to the
Yeah.
right answer.
Dumbing it down. All right, Dad. Who
Zooming it down.
do we got?
All right. We're going to, looks like Hope, Texarkana, Arkansas, Luke. Luke is left over from last week. Luke, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Hello.
Hey, Luke, how's it feel to be a leftover?
Feels good.
Bada boom.
Yeah.
All right,
Nothing
Luke.
wrong with it.
Ask, answer, or both?
Answer.
Okay. Which one do you want to answer?
The nerd question.
All right.
Wow.
Luke, here it is. The word nerd
Nerd.
usually refers to an overly intellectual person who lacks common social skills. Who invented the word? Was it Dr. Carl Jung, Dr. Joyce Brothers, Dr. Seuss, or Dr. Sigmund Freud?
I'm going to say Dr. Seuss.
It is Dr. Seuss.
What?
It
Wow.
first invented, the word first appeared in Dr. Seuss's book from 1950, If I Ran the Zoo, where the narrator claimed that he would collect a Nurgle, a nerd, and a seersucker too for his imaginary zoo. And the word just came into the American lexicon and just became a word that described
Is nerd considered is that a
It is.
derogatory
Little bit
word,
of
or
an
is it,
insult.
Yeah.
or is it complimentary?
Just a slightly a slight dig,
Yeah.
but it's hard to do that because everybody became your boss. Everybody that was a nerd in high school and college, so you have to do it with caution.
Those nerds are doing surgery on you now.
yes, that's right. Please
Remember when you hit me
take-
with that? Remember in the dodgeball when you
Right.
pinned me up against the wall? Now I'm going to do my best to make sure this gallbladder surgery
Yeah.
goes okay.
Please take the right kidney, Doc.
All right, Luke, fire away. What you got for us?
You don't have a question
What's your
for us?
question for us?
I don't have one.
All right.
I don't.
Hey, thanks for listening. Have a great weekend, buddy.
I'll tell you what. You're well. If you're going to wait a week, you might as well bring a question.
Might as well.
Right?
Yeah,
So-
you got a whole
so-
week to
So
think
don't
of it.
everybody, ask and answer. That's what we want to do here.
All right, we go to Tennessee, and Lewis is on the line. Lewis, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Thank you so much. I want to answer the question, Jesus' first miracle.
Yes, sir. Here's the question. In what town did Jesus perform the first miracle? And if you want to add what it was and what the context, that'd be great.
Okay. It'd be Cana in Galilee, and that was the changing of water into wine.
Amen. That was
Right.
it. Yeah, at a wedding there in Canaan, turning water into wine. That was the very first miracle of Jesus.
Yeah, we go there. When we would go on our trip to Israel,
Yeah.
we go there.
To a wedding in Cana?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, you have to crash it, but we get in. We get our
Bus
group.
loads.
Yeah, get our group in. A couple buses in there. But they mix and mingle. Nobody knows their bride or their groom.
That's
you know
right.
What I'm saying? Family.
You know which side of the
Hey,
church-
Lewis, where do you live in Tennessee?
Just north of Jackson, a little town called Gadsden.
Okay.
Yeah, not too far from Milan and Jackson area there. Hey, if
But
you
I actually work in Tupelo, so I'm right there with you guys.
Oh, good.
Oh, all right.
Man, that's a long drive. You
that
don't
is a
commute
long
that
commute.
every day, do you?
I do every day.
Wow. All right.
Tim,
Yeah.
you mentioned about those tours, and people don't realize Israel, the whole nation of Israel, is the size of New Jersey. So
Yeah.
on any corner, you can say, well, here are two things that happened in the
Yep.
Old Testament, one thing that happened on the New Testament. When we were going down this hill towards the Sea of Galilee, the one time I've been there, I saw a little village over on the right. I said, what's this village? And our tour guide in broken English said, that's Canaan. I said, oh, where Jesus did the first miracle. He said, oh, you know your Bible. But I thought, everything is just so close. How can people go on the tour
Yeah.
with you? Because you've been doing that for so
Yeah.
many years, and people
Yeah.
love it.
Well, we're going. Our next tour of Israel will be in March of 2026. So I'll be giving you. We haven't got all the details.
This year's filled up.
Yeah, the one we're going in February is filled up. So the next trip to the Holy Land will be a year from now in March. So
But a lot of people, you need that far off to send your
Yeah.
pastor
yeah.
and his wife or
We'll let
your
you know. I'll let
25th
everybody know in a
anniversary
couple
or something.
months.
Yeah.
I'll let everybody know the dates in a couple months. Hey, listen, Lewis, ask your question. Did he ask?
No, do you have a question
ahead.
for us?
I do. Okay, so last week you guys asked a question, Muhammad Ali's name prior to converting to Islam.
Yes.
So what was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's first name prior to converting to Islam?
Lou Alcindor.
Yeah.
Lou Alcindor.
But now what's his full name?
Oh.
Lou Alcindor Block.
No. No.
Said the ex
Ferdinand-
bricklayer.
Ferdinand Lewis Alcindor Jr.
Wow.
Really?
I didn't
you
know
can
that.
see why he wanted to shorten that one.
Yeah.
Huh?
Lou.
Hey, that's some good
Okay.
trivia.
That is good. I never knew that. I thought I knew
I always called it.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Lou
Lou
Alcindor,
Alcindor,
L-E-W.
but I didn't know he had Ferdinand.
Ferdinand got in there. You don't think of Ferdinand being on the basketball court.
No,
Right.
You know,
think of
Ferdinand, he's out there on the soccer field. You know what I'm
right.
That's true.
Are coming across in the three ships. You know,
There you go.
Ferdinand Magellan,
Magellan.
and the Pinta and the Luigi and the Santa Maria and all the rest of them.
The Luigi.
Thank you, Lewis.
Coming over
Appreciate
to
it.
Map out the Gulf of
Yeah,
America.
JJ.
The Anthony, the Luigi.
Yeah, I don't think we want JJ teaching our grandchildren history. I think we need to stick with jokes.
The Luigi.
The Luigi
hilarious.
sailing across
And
the
the
boat.
Ferdinand
The-
Magellan.
The Ferdinand, the Luigi, and the Giuseppe. Those are the three
Ships.
ships that first came.
I had a
over.
Ferdinand Magellan. It took me about 2 weeks to realize the trunk was in the back. I mean, the engine was in the back, not in the front, but it got great gas mileage. Heater didn't work at all, but everything else.
In
was
your Ferdinand Magellan.
Ferdinand Magellan, yes. That same fellow that invented Porsche and
Yeah.
Volkswagen, he made the Ferdinand Magellan.
Yeah.
They didn't
yeah.
sell very well, so that's why a lot of people hadn't heard of them.
Oh my goodness! All right, you're listening to Trivia Friday. Unfortunately, here on American Family Radio, we also
At
call
your
this
own risk.
Learning University.
Learning
University. Let's try that
I
one
was
more
up
time.
there
We
on my
also,
own.
we also call this
Learning University.
So Learning University is on the air. We go back to the phones, Ed.
All right. Hey, what do you guys say we go to Los Angeles, California for this call?
You got to be kidding.
Neil is on the line. Neil is in Los Angeles. Neil, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Well, welcome. Thank you, professors. But I grew up in L.A., but I am now a resident of Texas.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
All
we've
right.
been praying
Yeah.
for your homeland there, your hometown area. Boy, that's a mess, isn't it? You've probably heard from some old friends out there.
Yeah, fortunately, nobody I knew was amongst it, but
Good.
getting a lot of smoke, and it's definitely a tragedy for sure.
So you moved to Texas. Where do you live in Texas?
Beautiful Terrell, about 45 miles east of Dallas.
East of Dallas.
Terrell.
Yeah,
All right.
near Forney.
Toward Greenville or more toward on the I-20?
On the way, about halfway, about a third of the way to Tyler, straight east,
Okay.
down Highway 80.
I
Good.
got you.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Neil, thanks for calling. You want to ask, answer, or both?
I'd like to do both.
Which one do you want to answer?
The one about the land animals in the U.S.
Here we go.
Here we go. This is for a ball cap. If you get 3 of the 5,
He knows off the
excited.
top of his head without Googling it.
which you can put the cap
I
on.
didn't Google.
Put the
I
cap
didn't
on the
Google.
top of your head.
There you
Let's
go.
See what you did, Ed.
Totally
Thank you,
accidentally. It was.
All right, here's the question that Neil is about to answer. What are 3 of the 5 largest land mammals in North America? And Neil, here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to let you give your
sir.
3, and then I'm going to say you got 2 out of 3, 1 out of 3, or 3 out of 3. Okay? Because I'm not going to give the answers to folks.
This early.
So,
All right. Let's do
go.
it.
So go
Let's do
ahead.
it. All right, the grizzly bear, an elk, and a moose.
You got 2 out of the 3.
Oh, man.
got two.
So close,
I-
Neil.
Is that a grizzly bear?
That is going
That a
to
grizzly
be,
bear?
I think it's in the grizzly family.
Okay, so all right, we're gonna give it to you.
All right,
Gonna give it to
Neil.
you.
Nicely done.
Let me give the answer. Let me give the answer exactly that Neil got. Okay, so the moose is. I'll just give it in order. Number 5 is what's called the Roosevelt elk, which is what he said. What Neil said was elk, right?
Right.
Those are the 3. And then the 4th largest land mammal is the Kodiak bear, and that's the one Ed said that's in the grizzly.
I think it's considered. It's a brown bear, and I think it's considered in the grizzly.
Neil, do you know that? Is a Kodiak bear or grizzly the same type thing?
Well, I'm going with Ed. I think Ed's the
Yeah, 'cause you
resident
want the
expert on
bobcat.
that.
I think.
right.
I think
Absolutely.
Second
I think it's
cousin twice removed.
it's
in
a
the
grizzly that is
family.
only located on
Alaska.
Kodiak Island. which
Okay,
is
but
off
it's
the
a
co-
grizzly.
It is. I think
Right.
it's a grizzly.
And then the 3rd largest land animal in North America is the polar bear. And then the 2nd largest land animal, this is by weight.
Yeah.
Okay. The 2nd largest land mammal in North America is the moose, which is exactly what our brother there, Neil, said. And then the number 1 largest land mammal in North America is, if you know what it is, Neil, I'll send you, throw in there AFR travel mug if you know the answer. Go ahead.
I'll say polar bear.
Well,
think
it's
it is,
already
though.
already been
Yeah,
named.
yeah, I see what you
Oh,
tried to
that's
do
right.
there.
Yeah.
All right, so you don't know, right?
No, sir.
You guys, did I
don't.
show you?
I would have thought the polar bear.
Do you know it,
number
JJ?
No, I
I'll give
don't.
you a ball cap. Brent, our producer, do you know? Okay, the largest land mammal in North America is the American bison.
Really?
Wow.
Now
those-
we're going about weight?
weight.
Yes.
Those animals can weigh up to 2,500 pounds.
Wow.
Yep,
grief.
yep. I wouldn't have thought though if you just told me a grizzly bear or American bison, which is larger by weight, I'd have said grizzly bear, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, we got to get your information to send you the ball cap, but the American bison is the largest land mammal in North America. Go ahead with your question for us, Neil.
All right. So water historically is considered to have 3 phases: steam, liquid, and solid. But scientists now know that there's actually a fourth phase of water. What is that fourth phase?
Now, this sounds like I'm talking crazy and just having fun, but I think it's almost like a Dippin' Dot stuff, because there's something that happens weather-wise if you're at the top of in Colorado, and it's not snow and it's not sleet, but it's something almost like
a Dippin' Dot, like
Dippin' Dot
$8 a cup.
So would it be like a crystal kind of thing?
Yeah, something like that. I'm just throwing that out because I have no answer, so I'm just.
That's a great question. My first thought was crystal. I think that's different than any of those other three phases.
Steam or
we don't know, Neil.
Water.
What's the answer?
Tell us that H2O phenomenon.
Well, it has several names. It's structured water, easy water, and actually it's all the water that covers our cells and our DNA. And in fact, our metabolism is mostly spent structuring the water to H3O2. And it's in a hexagon shape, nanometers thick, and it builds on layers and layers and layers, possibly hundreds and thousands of layers in a gel-like form.
Oh, well, that's kind of what you were talking about.
I had a bottle of that water at a Major League Baseball game because it was $12. Ain't a doubt in my mind that's exactly what they were selling me. That wasn't no regular water.
Hey, Neil, we got to take a break. We're going to put you on hold, and Cindy Roberts will get your information, and you're going to get yourself an AFR cap, brother. Thanks for calling in.
That was interesting. No, that wasn't Dippin' Dots. That was like on your DNA and your body. We're fearfully and wonderfully made by God.
Amen.
It's my turn.
Here is your host for My Turn, Don Wildman.
The city slicker had just driven up to the country store. He noticed a group of men sitting on one side of the store's porch, engaged in a game of checkers. On the other side of the porch was a fellow sitting in a rocking chair. The city slicker, who was at the store to make a big sale and turn a nice profit, decided he would go over and speak to the man in the chair. The man, who was enjoying a good chew of tobacco, had an old hound dog lying on the floor beside him. The city slicker, knowing something of the love that country people have for their dogs, decided that the way to impress the man in the chair was to be nice to the man's dog. So he walked over to where the man was sitting. "Howdy, mister," the city slicker said. "Does your dog bite?" he asked. "Nope," replied the man, giving a good strong spit of his chewing tobacco. The city slicker reached down to pat the dog on the head. The dog responded by biting the man's hand off. Finally, when the other men managed to get the dog off the city slicker, he spoke to the man in the chair again. "I thought you said that your dog didn't bite," the city slicker said. The country fellow, still sitting in his chair, gave another healthy tobacco spit and then spoke. "My dog don't bite. That ain't my dog." One of the tragedies of our age is our unwillingness to be helpful when we can. We see people who are headed for trouble, people whom we could be helpful to, and we simply make no effort to assist them. The Italian poet Dante once had this to say about such people: "He who sees a need and waits to be asked for help is as unkind as if he had refused it." Our generation is seemingly being influenced heavily by this policy of non-involvement. We see places where we could help, where our help is needed, and we turn away with the thought that that's none of my business. And that thought, that attitude is totally false. If you can be of help to your fellow man, and he needs your help, then it's some of your business. We're all part of the family of man, and that makes us all brothers and sisters. Our reason for being in the world is to make a difference, to make it better that we're here. And the finest way we can do that is to lend assistance where and when we can, to have an opportunity to do good. And to fail to take advantage of that opportunity is a reflection of a tragic flaw in our moral character. Non-involvement is a self-defeating attitude because the time will come for each of us when we ourselves will need the assistance of another. The Apostle Paul once wrote, "Be kind to each other." You know, that's still good sound advice today. And the carpenter himself said, "Treat others as you would want them to treat you." From experience, let me say that advice takes precedent over a policy of non-involvement any day of the week. In other words, if it isn't your dog, tell the man so.
This has been My Turn with Don Wildman, a production of the American Family Association.
Hello, everyone. Tim Wildman here with American Family Association and American Family Radio. Hey, our tours for 2025, our spiritual heritage tours of Washington, D.C. and Williamsburg and Boston, they're filling up. They're halfway full now. And we've never had a response quite like this. So what I'm saying is if you want to go with us this year to either Colonial Williamsburg, which includes Jamestown and Yorktown, or Washington, D.C. and all the sites of our nation's capital, including Mount Vernon, or if you want to go with us to Boston and see the Freedom Trail and all the sites of the greater Boston area. If you want to go on these trips with us this year, it's time to check into the information and register so that you make sure you're on one of our tours, the one you want to go on, obviously. So go to the website wildmangroup.com, WILDMON group.com. Hope to see you on one of these in 2025.
One thing I ask from the Lord, this only do I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze on the beauty of the Lord and to seek him in his temple. Psalm 27:4.
American Family Radio.
All right.
The Flintstones.
Saturday mornings.
That's a snappy little theme song, isn't it?
Saturday mornings, what was that, late 60s, early 70s?
Actually, I think when it first aired, it was on Friday night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then it went to Saturday morning.
I'm not that old.
No.
Gee, Wally, I'm surprised you used the word snappy.
So you old timers, y'all remember that from the snappy. From when the cartoons were Friday night, huh?
Yeah, there were two. I think it was the Flintstones and the Jetsons, and that was how they got people interested in watching it, so they would come back Saturday morning.
I got you. All right, Trivia Friday it is on American Family Radio. Tim, Ed, and JJ. JJ's going to be speaking somewhere.
Yes, sir. I'm going to be speaking tomorrow night. Smithville Baptist Church in Smithville, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wild game dinner. No tickets. You men, going to be great food, fellowship, lots of door prizes. I'll do some stand-up comedy and then share a devotion. And then they've invited me to speak on Sunday morning.
Good.
So Smithville Baptist Church, 5:30 tomorrow afternoon, 10:30 Sunday morning. If you're nearby, you're invited. Then some other things upcoming.
Yeah.
You know, right. As the years go by, there's going to come a day, JJ, when you're going to have to do sit-down comedy.
Donald Trump says no. No, he says you can keep going like
stand-up comedy.
Energizer Bunny. You can just keep going.
That's a freak of nature right there. So if you're counting on yourself being like that, man.
Because that's 20 years. No, you and I, you're just a few months older. How old is he? 72?
He's 78.
Oh, he's 78.
Isn't that remarkable?
You got another decade.
I'm in good shape.
Plus.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's repeat our questions.
All right. First question. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in April 1968. Who shot MLK? Second question. The modern game of soccer originated in the nation of Brazil. Is that true or false? And I will add a sports question. In which sport can you win the Davis Cup? In which sport can you win the Davis Cup?
Here's what I've got. First question, thinking about the playoffs. 2 NFL teams are tied with winning the most Super Bowls with 6 each. 2 teams have won 6 Super Bowls each. Name those 2 teams. And don't be confused with 5 teams have named never mind. And two other teams have won 5.
Okay.
And then 3 teams have won 4. But I want to know which 2 teams have won 6 Super Bowls. Second question, true or false? From 1840 to 1960, all presidents elected in a year ending with 0 perished while in office. Is that true or false? Third question, I'll add one.
Mm-hmm.
What was the nation of Thailand with that silent H? Which was the nation of Thailand? What was it known prior to 1949? Thailand. What did it used to be called?
It wasn't called Thailand?
No, it was something else.
I think I know that.
And something
sure.
it's something you'll remember when you hear it.
Yeah.
All right.
Just like in India, Bombay used to be called Mumbai used to be called Bombay.
Mumbai, Bombay. Sounds like.
And Denali Mount McKinley used to be called Denali.
That's right.
But President
Go
Trump is
back.
changing it back.
Gulf of Mexico used to be called what?
Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, Gulf of
Oh,
America.
never mind. Gulf of America used to be called Gulf of Mexico.
That's right.
We're going to vacation there in the summer. We're already got
You going to the Gulf of America or Gulf of Mexico?
No, we got condos right by the Gulf of America. Anyway, all right. Here's my 3 questions. Number 1, I got 2 questions. Number 1, what is the most popular spice in the world? The most traded, the most popular spice in the world. Number 2, what is the largest desert located entirely within the United States? I think we have 4 deserts in the United States. A desert is categorized by an area of land that only gets 10 inches or less of rain a year. That's a desert. You know that? So a desert can actually have life. You know, it doesn't have to be barren. That's
and
what
it can be cold.
Sahara.
It'd be cold.
It can be cold as long as it's
so the largest desert located entirely within the United States is what? All right, back to the phones, Ed.
All right, we go now to Ohio, and Mike is on the line. Mike, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Hello there.
Hey, Mike. How you doing, my friend?
Doing great.
Congratulations on your football team there in Ohio, Mike.
Thank you very much. That was a great game on Monday night.
Yeah, if you were an Ohio State fan, it was a great game.
I'm a Notre Dame fan, so I'm just staying out.
For Ed, it wasn't a great
Sorry,
game.
I pulled
Mike.
the scab off.
It was a painful experience.
But you know what? I'm going to say something that Christians always say when their team loses.
Yeah,
it's all about the kingdom.
Right.
You know, so
I don't say that. But anyway, you can.
When Christians, when
I
their
say
team,
we need a new coach. What
when
I
their
say.
team loses, they go, well, you know what? It's not in the eternal scale of things. It's not that important.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how you. It doesn't
careful.
matter if you win or lose. It's how you play the game.
Yeah, that's
right.
not. Nobody feels that either. They just say it. It sounds good. All right. So, Mike, my friend from Ohio, go ahead. Ask, answer, or what?
I like to do both.
Which one you want to answer?
The Super Bowl winners.
Yes, sir. Here's the question. 2 NFL teams are tied with winning the most Super Bowls with 6 each. Name the 2 teams.
I would say New England Patriots and Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's exactly right.
That's
Did
right.
you know that, Tim?
I did.
All
I
right.
did.
Now, for extra credit, Tim, Ed, and Mike, the next thing I said is
won 5.
Who won 5? And I'll go ahead and tell you it's 2. 2 teams won 5 each. Who would that
Let's
be?
see if Mike knows it.
Yeah, Mike.
Hey, Mike,
2 teams won
We're a
5.
ball cap.
Yeah, let's
We're a
make
ball
this
cap.
interesting.
We're a ball cap. AFR ball cap.
Which-
if Mike knows the answer
Which
to that.
teams won 5 each, Mike? A ball cap
I
is
would
up
guess,
for grabs.
I would guess Kansas City Chiefs and Green Bay Packers.
No, sir. But Tim, for a ball cap, what do you say, Tim?
I'm going to say Cowboys and the 49ers.
That's exactly who it is. That's
Yeah.
why you're the dean of the school. Hey, and wait, give me just humor me. So then 4 each. there are 3 teams. And, Mike, you were in the ballpark on this. 4
Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs. Who else? They won 4 each. There are 3 of them. The Chiefs. Who else?
Say the Packers and the Giants.
And the Giants. That's
okay,
right.
good.
Nicely done. The Packers, Chiefs, and Giants have won.
Well,
4 each.
I'm just going to say I think that Mike was so close on all this and got that last one. I said we sent him a ball cap.
Okay.
How nice,
Yeah.
Ed.
All right.
Great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Brother Mike. Fire away with your question.
Well, keeping the line here with football, what is the only coaching job that Nick Saban was fired from?
He was fired from a coaching job? Now, he went
Yes,
to
sir.
Miami, so did it have to do with –
No, he left Miami to go to Alabama on his own.
so when he was in Louisiana, working his way up?
No,
did get fired?
he didn't get he left Michigan State, and then he went to LSU, then he went to Miami Dolphins, then he went to Alabama. I think I got that right. He may have started in Ohio, maybe like.
Oh, he coached roller derby. He coached women's roller derby, a team, and you never hear about that. But I don't know if you can include that in
fired
football.
from that job.
Yeah, got fired.
I think you must
from
be
that.
right because Mike's calling from Ohio, so there must be something in Ohio.
Oh, there you go.
I don't think he ever got fired. Maybe a trick question here.
No, it's not a trick question.
Okay,
We're
I don't
missing
know.
something. What's the answer, Mike?
1985 defensive back coach for the Ohio State Buckeyes, Nick Saban, along with the whole defensive staff, was fired by Earl Bruce.
Okay, well, he was fired. He was a defensive backs coach, so that's not even but he was fired. He fired the whole bunch because they were probably not doing their job on defense by Earl Bruce. Huh.
That's
Okay,
good.
that's-
Hey, that's really good sports trivia. Thank you.
What was his first? What was
There's a sideline to that also.
What was Coach Saban's first head coaching job though? Was that in a school in Ohio at a college?
Toledo, I think.
That's what I'm saying. I think he went from Toledo to Michigan State to LSU. I think that's how it worked.
I believe so.
Hey, make sure and stay on the
Thank you,
line.
Mike. Appreciate
Mike,
it.
we got to get your address to send you the cap. Congratulations.
All right, next
Mike
call.
John Hold.
Next call, Ed.
All right. Well, speaking of Alabama, that's where we're going to go next, and Todd is on the line. Todd, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Hey, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Like that enthusiasm.
Where you live in Alabama, Todd?
I live in Cherokee, not far from Tupelo at all.
Yeah, that's
you're
a
right up
good
the
area
road.
right there.
Absolutely.
Right next to the Quad Cities.
Well,
you get to Cherokee, then you head on over into Tuscumbia and Muscle Shoals.
Well, I've stayed
and Florence.
at a cabin on the Tennessee River. I thought it was in Cherokee. Am I wrong, Todd?
No, there's cabins there on Rose Trail, and then there's some on Pickwick. So beautiful country.
Yeah, I stayed in
There
a
you go.
van down by that river.
Yeah, you did.
One time.
Down by the river.
Yeah, you did. Hey, that was a good. That was a nice little
invitation from Chris Farley.
invitation. Yes, Todd, ask, answer, or do both, sir.
Do both, and if I get it, I've got a bonus one for you.
Okay, well,
Everybody keeps answering the questions I was going to answer, so I'm going to try the one from 1840 to 1960.
here's the question. It's a true or false question. From 1840 to 1960, all presidents elected in a year ending with 0 perished while in office. Is that true or false?
I'm going to say it's true.
It is 100% true.
Wow.
And listen, 1840, William Henry Harrison died in office. 1860, Abraham Lincoln. 1880, James Garfield was assassinated. 1900, William McKinley was assassinated. 1920, Warren Harding died in office, and I could just go on and on. Franklin
Yeah,
D.
go ahead.
Roosevelt,
Go
John
on
F.
and on.
Kennedy.
Dude, you and Ed got these. Boy, y'all bringing me down today. It's supposed to be a happy, cheery show.
Well, at least now that one's behind me. Hey, I actually got that question from my wife and daughter, so I'll throw them under the bus just a little bit there.
See, there you go, throwing somebody under the bus.
Oh, that's
also
right.
very dark.
More violent. And hey,
Well, one thing leads to another.
That's right. Hey, Todd, nicely done. Did you guess, or did you kind of just run through them and sort of get a educated guess?
No, I knew that. I'm a big trivia buff, and I knew that. It's actually called the presidential curse.
Presidential what?
Anybody
Curse.
that
I thought you said
presidential
perk. I
curse.
said that's not much of a perk.
Well, now
Curse.
Reagan, of course, Reagan
And
didn't, but that
actually-
was after 1960.
But
He didn't
it said
die.
he
He
was
didn't die, but he got
assassinated.
shot.
He got shot. Assassination attempt.
Yeah, but guys,
No,
he
no,
didn't
that's
die.
right. Right.
Let's
Yeah.
try to be optimistic here.
Yes.
There's enough people on
Right.
this staff here trying to
Right,
bring
right,
us
right,
down.
right,
That's
right,
right.
right.
Like JJ.
Todd,
with
what's
that
your
question?
What's your question for us?
I've got one question, and I got a Bible bonus.
Go ahead.
All right. There is a motor company, a car company named BMW. What does it stand for?
All right, don't say anything, Todd. Guys, I want to say Bavarian is the first word.
It's something like Bavarian.
Bavarian.
Motor
Motor something.
motor vehicle.
BMW?
Yes, BMW.
I think so.
It's like a something like that.
Yeah. Don't you think
Yes,
so?
that is what. And they got It started with motorcycles, and then became
and then motor, and then the A, BM. What do you say?
BMW. It's
motor.
Bavarian motor.
Well, do we have the first two words right? Yes or no, Todd?
Bavarian or something.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
It's Bavaria, but yes.
Bavarian
Wow.
motor, and then the A would be. Gosh,
Well, he said BMW.
BMW. The W
BMW.
is
The W would be wheels.
Wagon?
Wagon wheels.
Well, I'm
What's
just
the
saying it's
answer?
like
I don't know, Todd.
Bavarian
Works.
car.
I think
We got
works.
2 out of 3.
Yeah. What's the answer?
Most people think it's British Motor Works, but it's Bavaria Motor Works.
Motor
Bavarian
works.
Motor Works.
And Bavarian, that's like
That's in Germany.
Germany, isn't it? German mountain range or something, isn't it?
It is its own country, and it's basic only product. That's about all they do.
Bavaria is his own country?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, see, the people think about the Beamer, with the car. But see, they had some pretty nice bikes. The BMW bikes were in the Indian Harley range. Big, bold,
Hey,
highway touring bike.
Hey, who are you talking?
Todd.
Hey, Todd.
Todd.
Hey, would you put a call in over there to Bavaria and see if they want to sell their country? We're looking. You guys are looking.
We're looking to pick up some.
We're looking to pick up some pieces on the checkerboard there.
Yeah, we're looking to pick up a couple countries in a fire sale. If somebody's a little bit down on their luck, we like to scoop them up. We kind of like the Monopoly board. Baltic, Mediterranean. We don't want no high-priced countries, just some we can kind of scoop up there and use their minerals.
Bavaria.
There's
All right,
more than one way to win the game of Risk. No, he's got a bonus. He's
got
got a bonus question.
Greenland might be jealous, guys. They want to get in on them first Trump dollars.
I know. That's right.
Uncle Trump bucks.
Trump bucks.
All right,
Yeah, your bonus question is kind of a trick, but there's a human being. It's not Jesus, so there's a human being in the Bible that didn't have a father. Who was it?
A human
All right,
being.
don't say
Oh,
anything.
it's the fellow
Todd.
that says "son of none."
Yeah, it's Joshua, right?
Joshua, son of none.
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
All right.
Joshua, the son of
Joshua the
Nun.
son of
I'm
Nun.
gonna have to remember that one. Joshua's son.
Never
of
heard that
Nun.
one?
I've heard it, yeah, but I forgot it. I got to remember it again.
Hey, Todd, have a great weekend. Stay warm. Thanks for listening to AFR.
All right, so let's repeat our questions for the last time this half hour, fellas.
All
By
right.
the way, let me tell folks, you're listening to Trivia Friday. We're here every Friday. You're listening to American Family Radio. So if you want to, by the way, we have a lot of our trivia shows archived. So if you're traveling and you're bored and you want to just enjoy some trivia and laugh a little bit, you can download any of our shows from the last couple of years, I think. Just go to afr.net, click on podcast, right?
Right.
And our Trivia Friday banners there.
Yeah, or you can, if you're traveling, download the AFR app.
Yeah.
And but either way, if you download the AFR app or if you go to afr.net,
Well,
either
yeah,
way,
yeah.
you can hit the podcasts and check us out.
Tim, Ed, and JJ, what do you got, Ed?
All right. Here's my dark, pessimistic question that's just really bothering Tim. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in April 1968. Who shot him? This is kind of a history question. Second question, the modern game of soccer originated in the nation of Brazil. Is that true or false? And another sports question, in which sport can you win the Davis Cup? That's all I've got.
Here's what I've got. First question, what was the nation of Thailand known prior to 1949? Before 1949, what was Thailand called? I'll add 2 questions. Here's another one. Second question, who led the overt mission known as the Boston Tea Party? Who led the Boston Tea Party? And you know this name, familiar patriot. Third question.
Tom Brady.
Hey, that was well done. Third question, which U.S. president had a sign on his desk that said, "The buck stops here"? Which U.S. president had a sign on his desk that said, "The buck stops here"? Tim?
All right, let's see what I got left here. Okay, so the first question I have is, what is the most popular spice in the world? That everybody understand the question?
Yeah, and it's not the Spice Girls.
No, they not longer. They were in the 80s.
Yeah.
But no longer. I want to know, what is the most popular spice in the world? Number 2, I'm just going to tell you, if somebody can get this question, we will send them an AFR ball cap.
Of course we will.
This is not an easy question, but it is answerable, especially for people who love geography or who travel. I'll just go ahead and tell you, the American West.
Okay.
This is where this is found. The answer to this question. What is the largest desert located entirely within the United States? Okay, the largest desert located entirely within the United States. I want to know the answer to that question. That's for an AFR ball cap. All right, let's go back to the phones, Ed.
All right, what do you say we go to Arkansas? And
I went there last night.
You did, that's right. Justin is on the line. Justin, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Justin. Thank you for asking. We're doing great. How about yourself?
I am doing wonderful.
All right. Where do you live in Arkansas?
I live in Northwest Arkansas, up here in beautiful Springdale, Arkansas.
All right. Absolutely. Well, listen, thanks for calling. And ask, answer, or both?
Well, so if you guys don't mind, I'd like to answer 2 questions because I actually know the answer to both of the questions.
No, sir. We just one each because we
work
have
really
a
hard.
limited number of questions, and we want to
take them all off the board.
Okay.
Right.
But I like the confidence right there.
Right. That's right. That's confidence.
Yeah.
It is. Hey, which one would you like to answer?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll go ahead and answer the Great Basin one, or the desert one. It's the Great Basin.
All right. What is the largest desert located entirely within the United States? And the answer is
the Great Basin.
Yeah, Justin, that's good.
Where is that?
It's the Great Basin. Do you know where that is? Can you tell me?
Yeah, actually, I've been through the Great Basin, so it actually covers a lot of Nevada.
Yep.
But then it also covers Utah and Oregon as well.
Yes, and it even crosses into parts of California and Idaho.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's correct. So the Great Basin Desert is the largest desert located entirely within the United States.
I was going to guess the Mojave.
I was thinking of the Death Valley over in there.
Well, I think Death Valley's part of, right?
The Great Basin?
Well, I don't know about the Great Basin. I know that that there are 4, I'll just real quickly here. The 4 largest deserts in the United States are the Great Basin, the Mojave.
Okay.
Something called the Sonoran. Sonorans?
Oh, all right.
And
Sonora.
This one. Sonora.
Where the big cactus, the ones that
Is that
you
what it
see.
is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, is that in Arizona, right?
Right.
Looks like the Chihuahuan.
Yeah, the
Well, you
Chihuahua
cross
Desert.
through a little bit of it there, and
You ever heard of the Chihuahuan Desert?
I have actually.
Where they got a lot of Taco Bells there, right?
if they don't, they're missing a good opportunity.
Where is the Chihuahuan Desert? Let's see.
The
Go ahead.
The Chihuahua Desert, I believe.
Southern New Mexico.
Oh God. Well, there's some in New Mexico, but it also, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it also spreads to Nevada as well.
The southern New Mexico, eastern Arizona, portions of southwest Texas. Anyway, so that's pretty cool. But you got the right answer. The Great Basin is the correct answer.
Excellent
work. Justin gets the ball cap for answering that question.
Hey, nice done, buddy.
Well done.
All right, so go ahead with your question for us.
Did you know that the Great Basin Desert is actually the coldest desert as well?
Oh, I know. I did
not.
U.S.? In the U.S., the
Really?
coldest. Okay.
Huh.
Yeah, it actually has the most. It has the most snowfall of any of the deserts.
Okay. Well, anyway, all right. So ask your question for us.
Okay. So my question is a biblical question. How and where did Paul's conversion take place?
It was on the road to Damascus, and he saw a great light, and it knocked him off his horse, and Jesus spoke to him.
Yes, sir. And at that point, he converted directly to Christ.
Yes.
Amen.
Thank you, Justin. Have a great weekend, buddy.
Going to put you on hold, Justin. Hang on. We'll get your information.
All right, when we get back, we got Martin in Texas. We got Jim in Kentucky, Steve in Texas, and Katie's in Kentucky. It's Kentucky Day. Fred.
Yes, sir.
Fred's in
Go
Kentucky.
Big Blue.
And anyway, Jason's in Mississippi. We'll try to get to all those calls when we get back from this timeout. You're listening to Trivia Friday on American Family Radio. We will reset our questions when we get back from this break.
The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast may not necessarily reflect those of the American Family Association or American Family Radio.
Faith, family, freedom. American Family Radio. When you hear us mention the AFR app, you probably think about your smartphone. We do have apps for Apple and Android users, but it doesn't stop there. If you have an Alexa, we've got you covered. But wait, there's more. Sorry. There's also an AFR app for Roku or Apple TV. So many ways you can listen to your favorite show, podcast, or music. Find out more at afr.net/apps.
This is American Family Radio, a listener-supported ministry of the American Family Association.
For American Family News, I'm Chris Woodward. The March for Life rally gets underway this hour. Scheduled speakers include Vice President J.D. Vance, House Speaker Mike Johnson, Senate Majority Leader John Thune, pro-life activist Lila Rose, and surfer Bethany Hamilton. The Christian band Unspoken performed in the last hour. And all of this is meant to mark the anniversary of the Supreme Court ruling in Roe v. Wade. And while the Supreme Court has since overturned Roe v. Wade, Senator James Langford says pro-lifers still need to be involved. He said as much on Washington Watch.
There are folks that are out there saying we should stop talking about this. This is a state issue. Don't discuss anymore. That's exactly the opposite thing we need. We need to talk about it more. Just like I think about 105 years ago, my wife and my daughters couldn't have voted. And I can't believe there was a time in America that women were not allowed to vote. And this generation looks back at that time and is appalled by it. I think 50 years from now, that generation will look back at now and say there was a season where we considered some children valuable and some children disposable, and they'll be appalled by it. But that doesn't happen accidentally. That happens because this generation talks about the value of every child, continues that dialogue, and we continue the work that will take a generation to accomplish. But let's keep going.
More coverage of March for Life next hour. In the meantime, visit afn.net for more information. President Donald Trump is visiting North Carolina and California today to meet with disaster victims and speak with officials about the response to things like Hurricane Helene and the LA wildfires.
We're going to take over and we're going to do a good job. We're going to assign Mr. Watley, who's fantastic, frankly, and the governor and everybody else that's going to work. We're going to supply the money, supply a lot of the money. Maybe you have to chip in something. You'll chip in a little something, like maybe 25% or whatever. But we're going to get it done as quickly as we can.
First Lady Melania Trump is with the president, and evangelist Franklin Graham was among the people in North Carolina to greet the president. The British Isles are being hit by hurricane-force winds with a warning that lives could be in danger. Fox's Jonathan Savage has more.
Storm Éowyn is roaring across Ireland, Scotland and northern England. It's bringing gusts of over 100 miles an hour, sustained wind speeds in the 80s, a once-in-a-generation storm for these islands. Flights and trains have been cancelled, schools closed, and bustling cities like Dublin, Belfast and Glasgow are deserted. In the Republic of Ireland, where the storm first made landfall, more than 700,000 homes and businesses have lost power. Rare red weather warnings mean that forecasters fear a threat to life. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
Jonathan is also following the situation between Israel and Hamas. He says Israelis are waiting for Hamas to announce the hostages it will release next.
The truce between Israel and Hamas states that 4 more hostages will be released from Gaza this weekend. Their identities should be revealed today. The 4 are expected to be female, likely 1 civilian and 3 members of the Israeli armed forces. They'll be set free in exchange for the release of as many as 180 Palestinian prisoners. Hamas is also due to give more details on the 30 other hostages they've agreed to return home in Phase 1 of the ceasefire plan. Those details should include which of them are still alive. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
Back to the U.S. now, where the Senate has advanced the nomination of Pete Hegseth as President Donald Trump's defense secretary on a largely party-line vote. 2 Republicans, Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska and Senator Susan Collins of Maine, broke ranks with Trump and his allies, who have mounted an extensive public campaign to push Hegseth toward confirmation. During fiery confirmation hearings, Hegseth rejected allegations of wrongdoing one by one, dismissing them as smears as he displayed his military credentials and vowed to bring warrior culture to the top Pentagon post. And that's all our time for now. Find more news on AFN.net. Like us on Facebook, follow us on X, and subscribe to our free daily email news briefs on AFN.net.
AFA founder Don Wildman was a visionary. He saw the negative influence the movie and TV industries had on society and knew their technology could be used as tools to counteract the evil taking over our culture. That vision is realized in American Family Studios. We're committed to producing feature films, animated series, and documentaries that glorify God by upholding His standards. Find out how AFS can impact your family and friends at AmericanFamilyStudios.net.
This is Trivia Friday. The number to call with your question or your answer to a question is 888-589-8840. Now, back to more Trivia Friday.
Hey everybody, Trivia Friday on American Family Radio. Hey, I'll just go ahead and tell you, there's really no point in trying to call right now for the next half hour because our phone bank is full and you're not going to get on the air. So just listen to the show and enjoy it. I don't mean to be negative here, but I want people to waste their time because we got 7 calls and there's no way we'll get through all that in 30 minutes.
Personally, I don't think trying to get on our program is ever a waste of time, but you are right. We have 6 lined up.
Right. All right. First-time callers.
Yes.
And that's what First-Time Caller Friday is. Tim here with Ed and JJ. Friday, what's today? Friday the whatever it is.
January 24th.
January 24th. All right.
Hey, quick mention.
Yeah.
A few days ago, the anniversary of Roe v. Wade, President Trump pardoned 25 pro-lifers, including a 75-year-old lady with poor health, sitting quietly in the lobby of a Planned Parenthood clinic, and languishing in jail, prison, some of these, just for wanting to encourage a frightened woman to choose life. The Biden administration, a hatred for the pro-life community, all these other things, but he said goodbye to DEI. He's a champion for life. J.D. Vance is going to be speaking, I understand, at the March for Life. And just all of these things, our neighborhoods are going to be safer. Over 500 of these violent criminals rounded up by Mr. Homan.
I think he already has a bulldog. I think he already has a press secretary, JJ. But if you want to give it a go, she's a 27-year-old articulate blonde. I don't think you're going to get her job.
Listen, I'm excited about this new golden age, new golden era.
All right, you're listening to amen to everything you said, JJ,
Amen.
and we've been talking about that on our Monday through Thursday show. Where are we with this? We need to reset our questions or not?
Yeah, you said we'd reset our questions.
Yeah, go ahead,
for
real
last
quick.
time.
Okay. All right. I have 3 questions remaining. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in April 1968. Who shot him? Who assassinated Martin Luther King? Second question. The modern game of soccer originated in the nation of Brazil. Is that true or false? And third question. In which sport can you win the Davis Cup? That's all I've got.
The nation of Thailand. What did it used to be called? Prior to 1949, what was the name of Thailand? Second question, who led the mission known as the Boston Tea Party? And this is a household name for history buffs, patriots. Third question, which U.S. president had a sign on his desk that said, "The buck stops here"? You've heard that phrase, but do you remember which president it was?
My lone remaining question is this. What is the most popular spice in the world? It's the most traded spice in the world. I mean, this is the top money maker. What is the most popular spice in the world? I want to know the answer to that. Ed, let's go to the phones.
All right, let's go to Kentucky, and Fred is on the line. Fred, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Well, thank you very much. How you guys doing today?
Doing well.
Doing great.
Yeah,
Thank
we're
you, Fred.
blessed, buddy. How are you, Fred? Is this my buddy from Campbellsville, Kentucky?
No, it's Fred from Lexington, Kentucky.
Okay.
Well, you could still be
Blue.
friends. You could
That's
still be
right.
friends.
Fred, ask, answer, or do both, sir.
I'm going to do both.
Hey, Fred. Hey, man, I'm just curious, Fred. You know where Man of War Church is?
I know where Man of War Boulevard is. I live about 272 feet from it.
Okay. Well, our good friend there is a pastor.
Yeah,
what's it?
Mitchell
Toll.
Mitchell Toll. He was an artist. Now he's a pastor, and he's a
The
pastor
church is
of
called Man of War
Man of War
Church.
Church.
Man of War Church there in Lexington, KY. All right, Fred
I
asked.
think I know where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, great
Right
church.
on Man of War, isn't it?
Man of War. Yeah, Man of War Church.
Yeah, they have a jellyfish on their sign right there on the boulevard, so you
Really?
can't miss it. No, I'm
A
just
jellyfish.
kidding. I'm just Man of War
Middle
jellyfish. It was a
Oh, is
joke.
it- oh, is that-
Apparently, has seen its better day.
You guys must be experts on Kentucky.
Yeah, pretty much.
I was born and raised there in Owensboro.
So how do you pronounce the capital of Kentucky? Louisville or Louisville?
It's not
Frankfurt.
JJ knows
You got
that.
it right,
You got
Yeah.
that pretty early.
Hey, Fred, that was to try to trick us there, didn't you,
Yeah,
Fred?
he was off to a
You
good
would have got
start.
me.
Well,
You
Yeah.
would have got me
little
hook, line, and
Kentucky
sinker.
curveball at you.
Yeah.
That was a good curveball.
I had already swung at it, Fred, and missed it.
Hey, Fred, ask,
Oh,
answer,
boy.
ask, answer, or do both, sir.
I'm going to do both.
Which one you want to answer?
I want to answer the question about Thailand. Since I visited Thailand, I know a little bit about it.
Wonderful. What was the nation of Thailand known prior to 1949?
Oh, the Swami says Siam.
Siam. Yeah, and a little backstory on that. I did some
That's-
research.
Dr.
It was
Seuss
actually
renamed
it
that,
was
didn't
it was named by Dr. Seuss. He named it Siam I Am, but they just called it Siam. No, that part's a joke.
Was there a movie, The King of Siam? Was that with Yul Brynner?
Fred may know.
I think Yule was in that one.
Yeah, it was called The King of Siam. It was a musical.
Yeah, so Siam, I'm telling people when they heard it, you're going to remember that because you're like, Thailand, that's all we've ever known. But then you go, oh, I have heard of Siam.
Yeah.
Hey, Fred, they say that's beautiful. I've got a nephew that went there on his honeymoon. Is it a pretty place, like they say?
It is gorgeous, and the weather is wonderful because it's got 2 seasons.
2 seasons.
What are they?
Yeah, hot and hotter.
Oh, man.
Well, hey, what's your question for us, Fred?
Well, under Article 14, why was the prosecution of any J6 person who was accused of a crime illegal?
Under what now?
The United States Constitution, Article 14, the Amendment 14.
I'm thinking about the right to assemble because that's we the people. That's the people's house. You know, most everybody was arrested just for trespassing, but that's our house. And they were just out there on the lawn, the ones that didn't go inside. Is that something about our freedom to assemble, guys?
That would have been First Amendment.
Right.
I would have thought it'd be the Sixth Amendment is the right to a speedy trial. I'm not sure about
They didn't get any
14th.
of that
Yeah.
labeled as terrorist.
Yeah.
What's the answer, Fred?
The last portion of Article 14, Section 1 of the Amendment to the Constitution is nor deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. So if in Washington, D.C., just across the street, thugs ransacked the church and were not prosecuted, then theoretically you couldn't prosecute people for going across the street at the Capitol and, quote, ransacking it.
That's good. Yes, sir.
Hey, Fred, thank you. Great question, and hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for listening to American Family Radio.
All right, you're listening to AFR, American Family Radio. As Ed just said, I'm Tim with Ed and JJ. It's Trivia Friday on American Family Radio. And we are here every Friday. We, like to have some fun, do some learning, do some education, all those things to make you, as Ed says. Ed, you haven't given our mission statement. I mean, I did sort of right there, but you have it down. Would you share that with our listeners?
Our mission is to make our students smarter, betterer, and awesomer.
There you go.
And since you're quoting from our brochure, we got a couple of scholarship availabilities for our curling team. And if you guys
looking forward to the Olympic Games.
Yeah, if you're handy with a broom and want to get out on the ice and swish a broom back and forth real fast to keep the little cylinder moving in the right direction, we got a place for you.
I'm going to talk to my wife. She's very handy with
and you didn't go there.
And absolutely, we separate girls and boys.
Yes.
The showering areas and
absolutely
and changing.
We don't
places.
none of that foolishness from us.
Not anymore. I mean, we got a new sheriff in town. So and with our virtual scholarship offer that we're making here,
curling,
Learning
right
University.
Here. Our curling team. We need a coach. We haven't been able to get a coach, but you need to be able to teach.
We
math.
haven't been able to keep a coach.
Right. You need to have a curling coach that can teach math and history.
Yes.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
right.
Because we're not a big, you know what I'm saying?
Not
we
a
don't
big
have
college.
We don't have a big budget yet for that kind of thing.
Coach is going to be able to teach science class.
Right. And drive a bus.
And drive a school bus.
And when he starts the class, he's got to be flexible because somebody's going to come to the door and say, Coach, we need you for a second. And he tells the class, just read page 46. And he disappears and may or may not come back before class is over.
Who's next?
All right, we go to Mississippi, and Jason is on the line. Jason, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Thank you. Can y'all hear me?
We can, Jason. Where do you live in Mississippi?
I am from Laurel.
Okay. Well, listen, good to hear from you, my friend. Did you know Richard Hetrick?
Yes, I know Richard.
Yeah, real champion. Hey, and then we just drove through there last weekend. We were thinking about that Fixer Upper show that's put you guys on the map. Have you ever met that couple?
I don't think it's called Fixer Upper, is it?
No, but I don't know the name of it. But you know,
Hometown.
Yeah, you know those that couple. They seem really nice, and the guy I hear used
everybody
to be,
seems really nice on TV.
the guy
got to really know somebody.
The guy used to be a youth pastor, but have you met that couple?
I have not met them, but I have run into them from time to time, like in a store or something.
Yeah, you run into people in Dollar General. It's hard not to, as many as there are.
Absolutely, and we got one on every corner.
You better believe it. Hey, Jason, ask, answer, or do both, sir.
I want to answer. The one about the buck stops here.
Yes, sir. Here's the question. Which U.S. president had a sign on his desk that said, "The buck stops here"?
It was a favorite quote of Ronald Reagan, but Harry Truman had it on his desk.
Harry Truman. Did you guys remember which president? Harry Truman.
Harry S. Truman, fellas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What does the S stand for?
Yeah.
Sam I am.
I don't
That was
think
well
it, I don't
played.
think it. I don't think it was an actual.
No, it was.
Name.
They just threw it in for good measure.
Yeah.
Thought it'd
I'm
help him
serious.
get elected president.
I'm serious. I don't think it. I think it's.
No, it was just S.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom, when she came over to this country from Greece when she was 11 years old with her family, and she didn't have a middle name. So they gave her, I'm telling the truth, Stella, their first name, and Fotopoulos, her last name, and they gave her, because you had to have a middle initial, they gave her N for no name.
Wow.
All right. I'm
A
going to
little bit
piggyback.
of Tagliano
Yeah.
family heritage.
I'm going to piggyback on what Ed said. Mayflower came over. Not one person on the Mayflower had a middle name. Look it up.
Really?
Not
That
one
would've-
person
that'd
had
have been a
middle
great
name.
trivia
I think
question.
I used it, 5 or 10 years ago. Not
Oh,
one
that's all right.
person. Not
So
one
did they
person.
turn them away?
No, back then the computers, they didn't have as much of they weren't so jacked up with kick stuff out. So the computers wouldn't kick you out for not having a middle initial or a middle name.
When the Mayflower came
Mayflower
over.
days, that's right.
And the Giuseppe and the Luigi.
Yeah, exactly.
We got lost. All right, Jason, what's your question for us?
I don't have a question.
All right,
kind of like not having a middle name.
Yeah,
you know,
Jason, have a
it
great
happens.
weekend. Stay warm there in Laurel, just south of you guys. Man, they got 8 inches of snow. That's
know.
remarkable.
In Laurel?
Below them, all across
Right there in the Gulf of
Gulfport,
America.
New Orleans.
Oh, you mean
Panhandle of
the
Florida.
blizzard?
The blizzard. 8 inches of snow. You see these pics with 8 inches of snow
Mobile,
on the beach.
Yeah,
Mobile, I know, got 8.
Yeah, right there on the Gulf of America.
6. You know, that's in the Book of Revelation. A lot of people don't know that. Look in there, chapter 15.
If it's not, it should be.
Well, folks, you better get your lives right. I can tell you.
Right, because you got a snow blizzard and
On the Gulf of
Coast,
America?
on the Gulf Coast. Times are ending. But go ahead, Ed. Who's
All right,
up next?
let's go. We're going back to Kentucky.
Back to Kentucky.
And Jim is on the line. Jim, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Hi, guys. Thank you for having me on. It's kind of unusual for the fact that this is the first time I've ever tried to call, and I got through in the first round.
Wow. Here's what you
Jim.
need to do, Jim. As soon as this show is over, you go buy yourself an Amish lottery ticket, because the Amish Powerball is up to 4 dozen eggs. And since you're on a streak, a lot of people aren't comfortable
You don't want
with
to be
that.
streaking, though.
Yeah, you're going to
I
have
don't
to
think.
drive over there. You're not going to be able to purchase one online, obviously. But you drive out there to
Yeah,
the Amish
well,
community and get
yeah.
yourself a scratch-off ticket. Because
have to
look
do
how
that.
lucky you are so far.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah, of course I'm just kidding, and I don't do the lottery and don't recommend that. Jim, ask, answer, or do both?
I'll do both.
Which one you want to answer?
The one about the assassination of Martin Luther King.
All right, here's the question, Jim. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in April 1968. Who shot him?
James Earl Ray.
Whoa! James Earl Ray is correct.
Hmm.
Jim, that was the mystery question. You answered it
Oh, great.
correctly. By the way, I was clapping for Jim answering it, not for, obviously, the assassination. That was just some history. Did you have to look that up, or did you just remember?
I just remembered. Unfortunately, I'm old enough to remember stuff like that.
Yeah,
Sir.
sad day for America.
James Earl Ray, he died in prison, right?
Yes, I think so.
I believe he did.
In Tennessee, I want to say.
Now, Sirhan, who shot Robert F. Kennedy, he's still alive in prison.
In California, I think.
In California, and the Kennedy family, including RFK Jr., have all petitioned the court to have him released, but they won't let him out.
Why do they want to let him come out?
He's in his 80s, and they said they don't want him to die in there. So,
well, that's merciful.
yes, it is. All right,
I
that
just don't want
means
to clear up the mess.
Jim, that means you have won the AFR ball cap. Make sure when we're through with you on the air that you hang on. We'll put you on hold, get your information, and we'll send you a cap.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. congratulations. You said you had a question for us?
Yeah, what is the only truck that doesn't move?
Oh, all right. Hang on.
This
hang on
is
a
the
second.
Marine.
This is
at the top of the flagpole on the Marine
base. Yeah.
Exactly right.
It's called a truck at the top of the flagpole, right?
Uh-huh. That's it.
Are you a Marine?
No, I'm Army.
Army, okay. Well, thank you for your service.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
Jim?
Thank you.
Thank
All
you,
right.
sir.
Jim, congratulations. We're going to put you on hold. Cindy will get your information, and we'll get the AFR ball cap out to you shortly.
I should ask what part of Kentucky, but I'll just wait. I'll see him at the family reunion this coming summer.
Hey, but the state capital of Kentucky, a lot of people think it's Lexington or Louisville, but it's not.
It's Frankfort.
Frankfort.
Yeah.
Which is a small town somewhere between Louisville and Lexington, isn't it? Or-
Yeah, and I got a quick story about that. So my brother was 1 year older than me, 1 grade ahead. Their field trip, they went to Mammoth Cave, and everybody before them, I said, I can't wait. We went to Frankfort. They changed it. Then the next grade, that was like the 6th grade trip. Then the 7th, then the 9th grade, they went to Angel Mounds or went somewhere really cool. And I said, oh, this is going to be so much fun because everybody's been talking about it for years. We went to Frankfort.
Are you serious?
Then we had another couple of grades, and everybody went somewhere really cool, Nashville or something, and we went to Frankfort.
JJ, I think you were meant to be the governor of the state of Kentucky,
Well,
but it just never happened.
I can tell you, when you're a kid in the 6th, 7th, 8th,
I know.
That's not.
You want to go to Mammoth Cave?
Oh my word!
You don't want to go look at the Capitol building?
I was in my 30s before I went to Mammoth Cave, and I just because I was so excited. You don't mind going on the bus if you can go spelunking.
Do something cool.
Yeah.
All right, you're listening to Trivia Friday. We got about 4 or 5 minutes left. Who's next, Ed?
All right, we go to Texas, and Steve is on the line. Steve, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Good morning, professors.
Hey, Brother Steve. Where are you calling from?
Calling from Flower Mound.
Okay.
It's about 30 minutes north of Dallas.
I got you. Well, listen.
Just about everything in Texas now is 30 minutes
north
away
of Dallas.
from Dallas.
Yeah. It'd be a great country
Pretty much.
song, by the way. All right, Steve. Ask, answer, or both?
I'll try both.
Which one you want to answer?
I'll try the Davis Cup.
All right, Steve, in which sport can you win the Davis Cup?
Don't know for sure, but I'm going to shoot for yachting.
No.
That was a good guess.
That is a good guess, actually.
What? Oh,
5 minutes left. You want to give it, Ed? Or
All right.
no?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Let him have a second guess.
All right, take a second
Steve,
guess.
Swing it. You fouled that one off.
I did have a second guess. Second was tennis.
Tennis is correct.
Oh, nicely done.
I was going to say
correct.
tennis. Yeah, tennis.
What is for yachting? What is there is a cup, I think.
America's Cup, isn't it?
Maybe
That
it's
sounds
America's
right.
Cup. Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Well, I think Gulf of America's Cup. I think but they changed the name of it to Gulf of America.
America's Cup.
But it is called America's Cup.
Yep.
You see them yachting. They'll be reported in. You don't ever hear about that kind of thing hardly until that race.
Yeah.
But anyway, Steve, what's your question for us?
Okay, sort of okay, it's got, what is 3/7 chicken, 2/3 cat, and 2/4 goat?
That's one of them Phoenix things there that's right next to the pyramids in Egypt. Tour guide, that's the first place they take you.
Yeah.
And you don't want to buy nothing unless you negotiate because they'll start off trying to sell it to you way too high. You keep talking to them or you start to walk away, you can get it for nearly nothing.
Steve, repeat your question real quick. I'm trying to.
All right. It's what is 3/7 chicken, 2/3 cat, and 2/4 goat?
I've been to that restaurant. When I was over in the Middle East, you don't ever want to just point to the picture on the menu and say, I'll take that, because you got tummy trouble that you won't get over in a day or two.
I would just say, Steve, I don't think you should talk about your mother-in-law like that. Especially on
Hey, what's the answer? We're low on time. I'm gobbling up all her time.
All right, sure. The answer is Chicago.
Well,
you're gonna have to kind of flesh that
hey,
out.
this isn't ethnic jokes, is it? That's inappropriate, right?
No.
Okay, all right.
Chicken,
No. The first three letters
CHI.
are C, which is 3/7 of chicken.
Yeah.
And then CA is 2/3 of cat, and for the CA, and then GO is 2/4 of goat. Is the GO?
That's a pretty interesting riddle.
Yeah, but where's the R, Steve?
Chicago.
Said the Southern boy.
We don't talk like that in the South here.
Said the Southern boy. I love it. Well played.
Thank you. All right, Steve. That's a great riddle right there. Thank you so much. We are out of time. We're going to have to get to Katie next week, okay? So, Katie in Kentucky, we will get your phone number, and you'll be first up next Friday.
And it was not Katie's fault. It's kind of a fire marshal thing. We had too many people from Kentucky on the program. We went over our limit.
Yeah, it was Kentucky Day, no doubt.
Yes, we had probably 3 or 4, maybe 5.
You give the answers to your questions.
All right, the modern game of soccer originated in the nation of Brazil, guys. Is that true or false?
I'm going to say yes.
True.
It's false. It originated in Britain.
What?
And because the British Empire was so widespread, that's how it got to India.
Oh, wow.
All these other places.
Yeah. Who led the mission known as the Boston Tea Party?
I'm going to guess Sam Adams.
Sam Adams.
Sam Adams.
Tim?
I thought you were going to say who let the dogs out. But anyway, you had me going there for a minute.
Yeah.
What is the most popular spice in the world, guys?
Salt.
I'm going to say pepper.
Black pepper.
Black pepper.
There are different kinds of peppers.
Right.
Black pepper is known as the king of spices due to its widespread use across different cuisines.
And you got Kodiak pepper, of course. It's
Yes.
kind of centrally located.
It's pretty big.
Spice
Pretty big deal.
pepper has a lot of antioxidants. Do you know that?
Hey,
right?
I'm going to be at Smithville Baptist Church tomorrow afternoon. Wild game dinner, no tickets required. Sticking around to preach on Sunday morning. Smithville Baptist Church in Smithville, Mississippi. You're invited.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Keep listening to American Family Radio. We'll see you back Monday.